Welcome, everybody, to the first episode of 2024 of Strong Perspective Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Keith Armstrong, along with my brothers, Damon and Jaquari Armstrong. We're your hosts, and we're here to bring our podcast to you. Nothing but conversation, our knowledge. If we don't know it, we'll go seek it. It's about how we are, who we are, and what it's about. Understanding that, looking forward to the podcast. Happy New Year to everybody. What's going on, Jaquari? How you doing today, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Taking everything as slow as I possibly can receive it and process it and doing what I will with the information, brother.
Okay. Damon, how about yourself, man? How you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. I'm looking at and processing, where we at in our lives, man. We are where our dad and uncles were and grandfather and all that. I hope people respect us as much as we respected those, man. You know what I'm saying? And I think, man, we didn't disappoint. People need to pay attention, man, and get on this podcast and support.
No doubt. I also had a good day. You know what I mean? I did the old man thing. Fell asleep in my big chair. So that 30 minutes felt like about a 10-hour sleep. That's when you know you're getting old. You know what I'm saying?
Undisturbed.
I woke up saying, Scooby-Dooby-Doo! Because I had one of them childhood Hanna-Barbera dreams. You feel what I'm saying? But let me do a little bit of housekeeping before we move on. This is Strong Perspective Podcast. We go live every Friday at 7:30 on Facebook and YouTube. Okay? I'm being selfish when I say that we have a great podcast because it's about we promote conversation, we promote nurturing, we promote seeking resolutions to how we feel and giving people, men and women, a platform and a safe space to speak on whatever they want to speak on. Right? Now, I'm not going to say this is a non-judgmental podcast. No, because it's not. Because let me tell you something. If you say some trash and garbage combined, we're going to not call you on it, but we're going to ask you to explain. See, that's the difference, right? Unless it's something personal, if somebody on one of our episodes is saying something personal about us, I'll challenge you on it. My brothers Damon and Jaquari will challenge you on something personal. But if it's your view about life, we asking questions. We want you to actually explain to us why you feel what you feel. We invite men and women. Now understand, just a little side note, that we invite women on this podcast all the time. And we've had different women on different occasions because we're not just an all-male podcast. What we are is about our community, period. So go to our YouTube channel by the same name, Strong Perspective Podcast. Like, share, and subscribe. Share it up with other people. In the future, what we're going to do, we're going to start giving you, because this has been a 2-year adventure and process for us. We're going to start going back through the episodes and giving you some of the viral moments that we want people to see. So we'll cut it down for our what do you call it? Our folks who have that small attention span. We're going to cut it down so you can get that knowledge, because we have had some great breakthroughs as far as human beings is concerned. So with that being said, please go to our podcast, like, share, and subscribe. And we're looking forward to 2024 because we're about to blow this scene up. And what I mean by that is this.
Pulling up.
What I mean by I said blow this scene up is the right person is going to be touched by the right thing said by someone on this podcast. And they're going to share it. The right person is going to share it, and we're going to gain momentum, and we're going to explode. And then we're going to have a even longer line of folks who want to come on, because we have a line of people who want to come on. I said home, that's some Freudian thing. Who want to come home and speak their mind. With that being said, this is 2024, January 2024. Welcome to the Strong Perspective Experience. Because that's what this is. Okay, so what we wanted to do, because it's the top of the year, you know, I asked Jaquari and Damon to think of a couple things in 2023 that was of note. You know, we talked about so many things, right? I think it might have been a heavy order for us. So let's do it naturally. I'm going to do this. I'll start us off and talk a couple minutes about what I want to say, right? But afterwards, I'm going to do it after I'll allow Jaquari and Damon to come on and talk about this 2-year journey. We'll start with you, Damon.
Oh, you remember this speak what I'm thinking? Because I got a lot of shit to say, man. You know, I don't want to offend any. Huh?
No, talk about the journey. You're gonna get a chance in the podcast.
Here is the journey, man. You know, when you are doing this type of venue, man, you exposing yourself, man, and you allowing people into your life, man. You know what I'm saying? You allowing them to see a side of you that they've never saw before. Some people appreciate that. Some people, man, use that opportunity, man, to have an opinion about you and shit. Now, how do I address both situations? I address it like this. The people that appreciate it, I love you, and I thank you, and I appreciate you. And damn, it feels good for somebody to want to know who you are. Those people who sit around on their ass and want to have judgment about you, you cowards. Bring your ass on here. If you got a question you want to ask, my brother said every time, every episode, hey man, what are you thinking and what are you feeling? We are open book. Come and ask us. Don't sit around on your ass talking shit in your circle, but you don't want a man up or woman up to come and ask us on this venue. And that's where I'm at with it. You got a choice. You got two choices. Engage or don't. If you choose not to engage, you know what I'm saying? I hear shit. You know what I'm saying? Because people that respect me bring shit to me. I'm going to check your ass and I'm going to call you out. Now, be brave and bring your asses on here and ask relevant questions. If you're going to stay on the sideline with your chest stuck out in the goddamn shadows, I'm calling your ass out to force you to come on here. That's what I'm doing in 24.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing in 24. Now, anybody got a problem with that, text me or call
me. Okay.
Because these men, we know how to handle our shit. Our track record speak for itself. Coward ass people.
All right, now Damon mad at that ghost.
I am. But if you got a problem with it or you in your feelings about it, call me. then we can start a dialogue. But don't talk shit when I get your shit second or third hand. I'm respectful enough to not call your asses out. But don't think, man, that I don't hear. That's where I'm at.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry.
Well, along the same lines, man. Personally, man, I choose not to waste a lot of my energy and time on what another person's opinion of me may be. Depending, and that's taking into consideration, relationships or whatever, because it doesn't matter. People are always gonna have something to say, and with that being said, hey, I love you, and conversations that very well may need to be had, I don't think I will ever be in the correct headspace to have those conversations. Because getting to this point in my life where I have relative peace has been too hard for me, and I feel that kind of confrontation, man, would be a detrimental backslide to me. Because when I think about some things, man, it turns me into a person that I don't want to be. It puts me in a mindset that's unfamiliar to me because it's negative. And that's not what I'm trying to put out into the world. That's not what we're trying to put out into the world. If you love us, show us you love us. Even if you're a naysayer, because even though people may talk shit, they still have a certain amount of love for you.
No doubt.
Just give me something I can reflect back.
No doubt.
I can respect.
Hey, then the time traveling nomad had a little message for you. I put it on the screen. You read it?
I saw it. Yeah, I did. Is go ahead.
So
That's Damon, right? Fluke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I didn't know. I assumed it was somebody that was close to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So look, let me just say that this is my piece about it. Just responding to both my brothers because I think I need to say something about it. When I said Damon's mad at the ghost, that's how I feel about it. Not that he is making this up because he's telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? What I mean is you're a ghost to me because ghosts are invisible specters. And they say things from the shadows. They appear from the shadows. And if you allow it, they're going to scare the shit out of you. But if you don't, you're going to move them up out of your space. You feel what I'm saying? So today's show, I'm going to let Damon get off. I'm going to let you get it off your chest, brother, because you said you had a lot to say in the beginning. That's cool. But understand something, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to what this man has to say to you, because what he did, what he's done, and Jaquari has done, was give you a lot of credit. He has the expectation that you, Jaquari also, but he has the expectation that you support him like he would support you. And this is people that you know. You're listening to his passion. That's the passion of, I'm throwing this kind of energy towards you. I expect a return. That's what I see, right? But what I see is the simple fact that I understand conversation. Whether you like my brand of conversation, whether or not I'm grading, whether or not I'm warm to you, whatever's going on, right? Whatever's going on, understand that I'm communicating with you.
What up, bro?
Understand that I'm communicating with you. This show right here is a special show, a special podcast, because we don't purpose what we really and truly are out to do is promote conversation across all ages. We'll have our opinion, but we don't point fingers. That's what I believe. My brothers might believe differently, but we don't point fingers. That's why I was like, yo, come on to the show. If you have something you want to talk about, yo, we'll dissect it. Even if it's something that we don't know anything about, we will give you enough respect to listen to you, to give you relevant questions about how you feel. But I say that to say, well, fuck it. I'm not going to say anything. That's enough for me. That's enough for me. Because the people who know me and the people who don't, I can be blue. I can burn bridges, but I choose not to, because this platform here is a beautiful platform. I feel blessed to be on it. So let me open up. Go ahead. Hey, Damon, you was about to say something? Go ahead.
I think, man, that this platform, man, provides an opportunity, man, for a safe place for people to talk about their ideas and their hopes and dreams. When I say hopes and dreams, I'm speaking family-wise, man, where we can coincide with each other and build something and be a part of something that matters and that means something as it pertains to our the people that came before us. You know what I'm saying? They were focused and understood what family meant. They didn't sit on the sideline, man, making judgments about people. Well, you know what I'm saying? And if they did do that, they addressed it in form, in the arena, and they worked it out. They hashed out the problems. Nowadays, man, we got people who think a certain way because they don't know a person, and they don't know a person's passion and who they are and what they believe in. You know what I'm saying? It's real easy to sit on the side and say, man, this and that and that and this. And you ain't made that call. Man, I feel this way. It's what I'm feeling true. Either way, it's going to be worked out. Whether there's a combative shit or agreement. There is dialogue and there's conversation. There's no dialogue, man, nowadays. It's just judgment. And that's a hard thing to fight against, man. When you trying to be genuine. It's a hard thing to discuss and fight against or whatever. You know? There was nowhere in the world, man, where it's an okay scenario, man, when you talking to somebody and they're talking about how y'all had a relationship 20 fucking years ago. And think that that's who you are. That's who you are. Hey, man, remember how we used to be. Dude, I ain't the same person. I done raised a whole family in that time, bro. I done had trials and tribulations. I done had health issues. I done had all these different things. Why do people have conversations behind other people's back when they don't even know or even try to make an effort to know that person? And you know it based on when they was goddamn teenagers and shit. And that's what I'm seeing. And that's the stance I'm taking in 24. That's what it is. If you have a problem with me, don't talk about me behind my back in terms of rumors. Call me yourself. And let's dialogue. If you are not man or woman enough to do that, do not tell me about family, because you're not.
I mean,
Because you're not.
even in that, man, you know, depending on the person, you know, there's ridiculous risk there, man. I mean, you know, because things could be said, stances can be taken, you know, that can't be reversed. You know what I mean?
Depending on the people, I agree with that, but I also agree with Damon too. So
Yeah, I totally agree with Damon. I totally agree with him.
I'm gonna tell you the only reason why I'm taking the stance I take, because my brother told me the other day that he finna start our Zoom shit back up, man. You understand what I'm saying? That means something. That can catapult to a whole nother level. So that's where I'm defensive at right now. Because I'm not going to have my brother, when I get on a Zoom late, when I'm on some bullshit, I get on Zoom late, and he there by himself. Nah, man, I can't see that no more, man. I'm not going to deal with that.
No. All right. Jaquari, finish your thought, and then we're going to go into the
you understand the point I'm making, right?
Oh, no, man, clearly.
Absolutely.
That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Yes, then we'll go into the subject, but go ahead, finish your thought, Jaquari, then we'll go into our first subject tonight. Yeah,
just to finish the thought, I mean, there's so many emotions, man, so many missed opportunities, man, you know, that occurred throughout the duration of our lives. And it's raw. Shit is raw. And you know, some things ain't gonna never heal, you know.
Of course.
That's just what it is.
Yeah. All right, well, look, let me tell you something. I had one subject that was semi uplifting. I'm gonna say that for later. So I'm gonna throw into a little bit of entertainment type of question with a spin on it. My question to you, Damon, and Jaquari, will start with you. It seems in the last maybe year or so, and that's because that's when I started to pay attention to it. Where in our community, it always seems as though the stronger entity is the entertainment entity, even though the familiar entity is what keeps us together as a community, that keeps our community going, right? But what we see through our phones, our laptops, our televisions, and our silver screen is the small percentage of what people define us as, right? You both follow me right now?
Mm.
So my question is, and this is a conspiracy theory, a little fun with it. Why are we seeing more of our quote unquote iconic celebrities being caught up in these salacious scandals? Do you see it as, giving you some examples, chickens coming home to roost? Do you see it as an Illuminati conspiracy? Or do you see it as a Solomon Gomorrah sex cult? Let's start with you, Jaquari.
Well, I mean, I don't know why people are so surprised that a lot of our icons are falling because of sexual situations, man. Sex is always been at the forefront of everything. So anytime a scandal comes about and any aspect of sex is involved, it doesn't surprise me. Escapism, man, is more potent than cocaine, heroin, fentanyl, weed, alcohol, and whatever else you get high on. And when you combine one of those substances with what we call entertainment nowadays, it sort of completes the package of fuckery that we need to fuel our conversations, and in some circles to freaking we need something to align ourselves with. We need our heroes to have dirt on their faces. I mean, if these people who are being brought down now are committing these atrocities, then so be it, man. Let them be punished as God sees fit. But if their downfalls represent some kind of changing of the guards, then we as consumers need to open our eyes to that, I think.
Okay.
So I'm trying to understand what you're saying, bro, because I know who you are and how you think, man. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to unity, being togetherness, all that different things, you objective in that mindset, but you're starting to sound subjective, and I'm trying to understand where your emotions are right now.
All right, Damon, hold on, Damon. Tell me how you feel first about the question, and then you can ask.
How I feel about the question, man, is that when it comes to, okay, let me make sure I'm answering it directly and what it is. Now repeat the question to me.
Basically, what we're seeing, all these different scandals and things like that. I gave you 3 examples.
Right. For me, it's all foolishness, man.
Okay.
It's all foolishness because I'm old enough. I'm almost 60 years old, bro. I can look at this situation and say that's some bullshit, man. And why am I paying attention to it? Because it doesn't apply to me or affect my life. It just doesn't. Especially when I got my first grandbaby and I'm trying to steer her and try to teach her how to navigate in life. I can't give a shit about Puffy because this motherfucker got gay proclivities and shit. You know what I'm saying? If that's true, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? I listen to Cat Williams, all this different stuff. Allegedly, if that's true, how does that affect my life, man? I can have an opinion about it, but that's an escape, bro. It doesn't make my shit better the next day. What makes my shit better the next day, man, is that my son has secured a job, man, that's going to be beneficial for him. My daughter has, has a self-awareness to keep herself mentally healthy. You understand what I'm saying? That's everyday life. So as far as what I see from afar, you know what I'm saying? I know old snake salesman. I recognize it from the jump. I just have to choose whether or not I'm engaged in the bullshit, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, do I do that shit because I'm escaping my own personal life? You know what I'm saying? But if I choose to engage it, I'm gonna point out the bullshit and say, why y'all listen to these clown ass dudes, man? Why are you paying attention to that? Because how does that affect your life, your everyday shit? And that's where I'm at with it. So I'm on automatic pilot shit, man. I know what to pay attention to and not to pay attention to.
Okay, now that I have you here, my question, and you answer this, Damon, then we'll come back to you, Jaquar. The men and women of our age, right? Do you think that what we see as entertainment has replaced reality of the younger generation? What we're just speaking on.
That's a great question.
You mentioned Cat Williams, right? I saw that was probably one of the best. That interview was one of the best stand-up specials I've seen in a very long time.
It was.
I'm going to repeat that. I'm going to repeat it back to you. I saw it as one of the best stand-up specials I've seen in a long time, because that's how he treated it as a stand-up special. It was about people he knew and about people we knew, right? So going back to the question, Damon, is on you. Do you think, and this is not everyone in the younger generation, but do you think that entertainment has replaced the actual news of the day?
Of course I believe that.
Explain why.
Because it's all about sensationalism, man. It's not about factual shit. It's not about what matters, man. You know what I'm saying? For God's sakes, we got a guy who's running for president, man, who's been indicted over God knows how many times, man. Who's been impeached God knows how many times, man. And he's relevant. People are paying attention to this guy. You know what I'm saying? If you go back 25 years ago, he would have been like that. He'd have been killed off. Not relevant. But here we are. We're talking about what's my man name? Not Weinstein, but the other dude who had the island. They released his papers and shit. Epstein. They released his papers. People are they are clamoring for that shit. They're clamoring for that shit. And it's like, really? Dude was a pedophile. He was all these different things. Why could it just be that? Why? We got to, okay, Bill Clinton dealt with him. Okay. The people that get a pass, man, when it comes to controversy and all that kind of garbage, man, is who you know what is. If that was Obama, man, we would even be having it. The Clinton and crazy dude. That's the only reason why they're talking about Epstein. If that was Obama, come on, man. Be some different shit. He'd be facing prison time. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
We look for this subjective, emotional thing, man, that's going to stir certain things that keep people distracted from what's really happening.
Mm-hmm.
But me, you, and our brother Troy, we are old enough to say, man, we have to pay attention to what's happening, because we got grandbabies and we got kids that has to move in this world. So we have to stay focused on what's really happening.
Yeah.
But man, Cat went on there and he had an agenda, man. We knew that. He didn't even allow Shannon to talk, man. Because what did he do? Somebody steer him to say, hey, man, you need to be paying attention to Shay Jordan, man, because Cass is saying stuff about you. So what did he do? He went on there and he had his agenda, and that's why that shit is resonating now. Whatever he said is true or not, he got people's attention. It's trending. Yeah. And that's what it is. But me, you, and our baby brother is dealing with reality and truth.
Okay. Jaquar.
Yeah, I find the older that I get, man, the less I'm entertained by, what the rest of the world is, and that's a good thing. There's been no, and there is no growth when it comes to I'll say off duty activity. You know, people go to work, and you know, for the most part, they're focused on their jobs, and they spend that 8 to 12 hours, you know, with the man's foot on their neck, you know, dealing with what they're dealing with there, and they get home, and by all you know, by all rights, when they first get into it, when they first get to the edge of the rabbit hole, they don't intend to dive all the way in. I know I don't, you know, but it's been some stories, some situations, some blurbs or whatever that I've just had to have expanded for the sake of entertainment. You know, we chase lives, man. You know, and live our lives vicariously through other people, and align ourselves with people who have very good ideas or could have very good ideas. And when those people drop the ball, you know, we're let down. We're devastated. You know, in some cases, you know, how could this person who I praised in conversations, who I found a common ground with, even though I've never been in the same room with this person. How could this person let me down personally in such an astronomical way? You know, that's why people want to know who was on the flight list. You know, how many people who went out in the snow and the rain and campaigned for Bill Clinton? You know, how many of those people do you think are going to be or would feel very uncomfortable to find out his name was on there? And more than likely, if it was on there once, it's on there many times. You know, I mean, people are people, man. You know, I know it's cliche to hear, but sometimes you got to separate the man from the message.
Okay. Okay. So a time traveling nomad, he just sparked another question for me. And, you know, I think this will be a last as far as entertainment. Maybe not. But let me just say this. Folks that's watching right now, follow suit of the time traveling nomad doing. Post the question that you want us to address. You know what I mean? Get interactive with us. We would love it. You know what I mean? Just come on board. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So my next question is this, and we'll start with you, Jaquar. The nomad is, he mentioned R. Kelly, right?
Hmm.
For years, and everyone else that's being mentioned today, there's really no surprise because people, for the last 20 years, people have been talking about these folks. These same rumors have been out the last 20 years. Okay?
Hmm.
At what point do we draw the line between somebody who's so artistic, a great singer, great actor, you know what I'm saying, somebody with great oratory skills? Where do we draw the line and give them how everybody, speaking of R. Kelly, everybody gave R. Kelly a pass for years, and they had proof that this man was in my opinion, was a quote unquote deviant pedophile. How many times did we hear over the years with comedians and women? Women said it a lot now. His music is so wonderful. I'ma still play it. Even though and I'm paraphrasing, folks, even though he supposedly did what he did, he's a musical genius, right? Is it an excuse, Jaquar, to have a blind eye to somebody's unsavory behavior, rumored or not, because of their actual skill level, artistically?
No, it's never.
I'm talking about throughout the years. Now, I'm not talking about just recently. And touche, Nomad. Not just black folks, white folks too. Because when he mentioned Elvis, who's on the screen. Elvis, his first wife, he dated her when she was 14 years old. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, getting back to the question, Corey, what is do you personally give somebody a pass because of their entertainment genius?
It's wild. It's wild that I can't give you a direct yes or no question quickly. You know what I mean? And I'm not aligning myself with any of his actions, any of R. Kelly's actions, or whoever done wrong by the laws of the land or moral laws or anything like that. My point is, you never know who you're in the room with. You know what I mean? And would I ride around bumping R. Kelly now? No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Strong, mainly because of my moral code, but also because of the look it would create. You got to be careful of who you align yourself with, artist or not. Okay, yeah. You don't get a pass because you make people feel good, and you can help to eat away the precious time in their off hours. You don't know. Yeah, I mean, no.
Okay. Damon.
Did he get? Is it? We have to ask ourselves a serious question, bro. Man, did he really get a pass, man? What was man? That dude, man, has been spending money and fighting allegations and all that stuff, man, for 100 years. It's always been.
So I never watched it. Sorry to interrupt you, but I want you to comment on it. I never watched it, but him pissing on the little girl. From that point until he went to jail was decades. That's why I feel
there was a decade because his bitch ass blamed his brother. That tells you what type of man he is. You understand what I'm saying? When he did that, people who still rock with him had to ask themselves that question. This dude literally snitched on. He didn't even snitch on his brother. He threw off false allegations. How stupid did he think people were when they saw on the video that was his punk ass, number one, and then to try to escape that shit, he blamed his brother. There was not a thing. If I committed a crime, there's not a thing on this earth that's going to convince me to accuse my brothers of that shit, man. I did it.
It worked, though, didn't it? It worked. Didn't he get found not guilty the first try?
Right, but that tells you that there are some people out there, man, that's on some bullshit. That's on some bullshit. R. Kelly is who the hell he is, man. You know what I'm saying? He is who he is. People that sit around and say, oh man, he might be a pedophile, he might be all this, but his music, come on, man, how shallow is that dumbass shit, man?
Okay, so Damon, with that, what you saying that, then tell us, should you get a pass because of your entertainment value to the people?
No, you shouldn't. If you did some foul shit and you a fuck up, you should be held accountable for it, and you should man up and do that and be that. That's just flat out what it is, man. Don't get off into that world and that crime if you're not willing to, like what's my man name said? Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Shit. That's a
Sammy,
simple statement. Huh?
Sammy Davis Jr.
Yeah, that's what it is. Dude, man,
Yeah.
you a fucking coward. Excuse me, I can't keep using the F-bomb, but you a coward, man. If you out there trafficking females and you get caught and then you want to blame the cat who got the burner phone. No, dude, you did it. Go sit your ass down and do your time. That's what you got to do.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to get off into the mental illness aspect of it, maybe R. Kelly don't think he a predator. But he got castles and shit. He got castles and shit to the contrary, man.
Yeah.
He's a weird ass dude. Just like everybody say, Kanye West, man, is this genius guy and he this and he that, but he say some weird shit. He got mental issues, dog.
He does.
And all three of us are old enough to say, man, why in the hell we question, just like we question Kanye fans and goddamn Donald Trump voters. We question their mental capacity because we see these guys crashing and burning in real damn time. And they say, hey man, yeah, he can shoot somebody on goddamn Main Street and I still vote for him. Damn, what does that say about you?
What it is.
You actually did an interview and said that dumb shit. And we were supposed to sit back and say, okay, man, we no, man, it's not about the inmates running the asylum, man. It's not about that. The shit is in front of you. And you have to deal with it and answer the questions. If you still support this man, you are a racist person. And you agree with his racist ideologies. And he playing you on that accord.
Okay.
Plus, I heard he be smelling like shit.
He smell like shit.
He be smelling like shit. Yeah, Donald Trump. They say, yeah.
Where you hear that at?
No,
The blogosphere.
The social medias. The social medias. They saying it.
How did they come up with that shit? He be smelling like shit because he looked like he smelled like shit or something?
No, he actually smelled. See, that's what I'm saying. This is what our whole theme of today is what we're hearing and what's being presented to us. You know what I'm saying? You know, they say some shit like, yeah, Donald Trump got a receding hairline because in this family, it's a tradition in this family is, you know, the first drop of poop that come out the behind, they rub it in the scalp. That's gonna keep their beautiful mane going. You know what I'm saying? So people hop on to say dumb shit like that. You know what I mean?
That shit is crazy.
But
man.
let's do this. Because of the kind of show. What's going on, Eric? You said you heard the same thing.
He heard it too. He smelled like shit. I mean, did it could be anybody could elaborate that shit?
All right, look, I don't really give a damn. Hey,
he smelled like shit.
I'm going to give you, we'll start with you, Fluke, and Jaquari. I'm going to give y'all two names. Right? Maybe a couple more. I'm going to give you a group of names, and I want you guys to give me, pick one or two of these guys and speak on it. First one is Charleston White. The second is Dr. Umar Johnson. The third is, Dan Latham. The fourth is Candace Owens. Now, understand what I need from you guys is not your disdain from them, but what you think about it. You understand what I'm saying to you?
I do.
Okay, so Damon, we'll start with you first. Just pick one or two, and we'll just go from there.
Umar and Candace. I don't even know who Dan Latham is. I never even heard of him.
Who is he?
Well,
Who is he?
He's on the same kind of platform, but see, I don't know enough about him, but I remember watching him somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Don't even worry about it. You go ahead, because y'all a little more learned than me. I thought y'all might know. I wanted to start.
You couldn't give us a heads up, man.
I know. Oh, how long did we talk before the show?
But hold on. What did I say?
You try to trip us up, bro.
No, I didn't. Hell, you gonna trip yourself up if you pick a motherfucker you didn't know.
I picked who I do know or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said pick the people you want to pick. That's all. But it's on you, Fluke.
As far as Candace is concerned, man, I wish that sister, man, was about her people, man, because she's dynamic and she has an awareness and she is brilliant, man. You know what I'm saying? And she's dedicated to her cause. You know, and I think, man, that if she was on the right side of things, as far as my own personal opinions are concerned, man, she would be a very dynamic woman, man. The stuff that she's on, man. I mean, when she's talking about Floyd, man. Why we follow Floyd? That man got lynched and died on in front of everybody, the world. People in Palestine was marching for that man. And she bringing up I don't understand what her motivation is. Is it money? You know what I'm saying? Then we have to address it for what it is, man. Is she a hoe? Is she willing to do anything for money? I think that might be the case. Umar, I think ego comes into play with that. You know what I'm saying? He moved on from a situation that he should have addressed, man, if he was trying to be that role that he was trying to play. You know
what did he move on?
He should have opened up a damn school, bro.
He did. Done that. He opened up a school. It's open.
Did he?
It's open.
Then I stand corrected.
He just lost the school that he was trying to buy in Virginia, but he opened up a school, I believe. I think I heard him say it. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Apologies to Umar. I thought, you know, I didn't think he did. So my apologies to him. You know what I'm saying? You know,
the progress. The last time he talked about it, it was either they got the building and they were putting it together. You see what I'm saying? But it might be completed by now. But go ahead.
But the last thing I would say about both of those people are brilliant people, man. They are. I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? I understand how ego factors into how they move or whatever. Ego factors in. But if you listen to them, they make sense. Man. They're not Charleston White, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're about that shit and they consistent with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a burn on Charleston White. He has his venue, you know what I'm saying? He's a brilliant guy, man, and he understands how they get his bread. You know what I'm saying? But these people that I said previously are different, man. Because I believe they believe what they're saying.
Yeah.
And that's my take on
it. Okay. Jaquar.
Well, Charleston White, man. I tend to flip-flop on Charleston White. And that's solely on me. You know, because I do align with a lot of the things that he says. A bunch of the things that he says. You know, and I find difficulty in accepting his delivery. And that's the worst box you could put a person in. It really is. I mean, I've been told that Booker T. Washington wasn't the most eloquent speaker, but his points, his goal, that's what was important. You know, I mean, being as provocative as he is, you know, his ego if it weren't there, he wouldn't be in the same position. I don't think. I mean, you know, all the toes he steps on, you know, all the controversies he's involved in, you know, that it only adds fuel to his fire, you know. So I appreciate him in that aspect. Umar Johnson, man, Umar Johnson, I believe started out good intentioned, and he may very well still be good intentioned, but in many regards, he's just as guilty as Charleston White at listening to his own praise. You know, ego is such a big part of their rise and their fall, man. I mean, you know, if there was a fall, I mean, because they've both been in the media. I mean, Charleston White, he's been in the media since day one. Umar Johnson, you know, he's been back and forth as far as I could tell. You know, they both had a large impact on you know, current black society. Both have a lot of useful things to say. But you know, as I said before, man, you know, it's separating the man from the message. You know, I think that's where everybody's, you know, vision gets clouded up and shit, you know.
Yeah, that's difficult for both of them guys.
Yeah.
Right. Would you agree, Spoke?
Absolutely.
Well, I'll answer this particular question, because I kind of popped in my head more than anything. I'll speak on all four of them. But Mr. Latham, I'm sorry, I apologize. For some reason, it popped in my head. I really don't know you. But let me comment on this. All three, even though one of my brothers said they seemingly have different deliveries, but they really don't. It's all shot delivery. Right? Charleston White always clears the room, like he'll go into a room and clear a fart, right? And then clear the room with a fart, and then break out the newfangled air freshener and make the room disappear, make the odor disappear. That's Charleston White. Because he says that he got all these different awards and doing all these different things, right, prior to this, but nobody was listening. So what he did was, I'm going to come out here and have this delivery so I can get your ear. Black folks, in my opinion, and this applies to all three of these folks, because me personally, now let me address this. Candace Owens, I agree, she's very intelligent, Danny. She really is. But it's obvious she's getting paid to be a certain way. That's money. When you hear her speak, that's money. That's her actual job. Dr. Umar, very intelligent also. And all three of these folks have the energy to draw people in to them, whether they hate them or not. They draw people into them, right? Dr. Umar will grab on to, he is very learned in what he knows, right?
I agree.
But sometimes, and this is my opinion, and my opinion is my opinion. If you don't agree with me, don't give a shit. Not in the sense like, oh, he say fuck y'all. No, don't give a shit. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and justify why I feel the way I feel. But don't grab onto a little piece of something that you heard through the medium that you on, social media, and then vilify people, right? That's what he does. sometimes until it gets corrected. And he's so intelligent, he still swings it to back to where he originally, you know what I mean? So I'll give you an example. Deion Sanders, him leaving Jackson State, right? If you got common sense, you'll understand that sports will not change HBCUs. The HBCUs, the trustees, the president, are the ones that will change and can change HBCUs. Right? But what he said is Deion sold out Jackson State. Deion could have did what he does in Colorado at Jackson State. He did for 3 years. Not in the sense of money, but he generated money for the city of Jackson. Right? Colorado had more money to throw at him because it was a Power 5 school. And these Power 5 schools are nothing but corporations. Right? And Deion has never, even though Deion has always said, well, that's another story. I'm not even going to talk about Deion. But my point is,
I can't be mad at him for taking advantage of his situation.
No, me neither. But that's not what I'm saying. I don't want to feel like I'm trying to justify what he did or not what he didn't do. None of that. I don't care about that because it's sport. It's entertainment. See, I don't put Umar or Candace or Charleston White in the entertainment realm because they're not supposed to be. But guess what?
Charleston?
No. You know why? Because he goes through that spill and then he gives you a lot of commonsensical things. He straddled the fence. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about, I don't put them in entertainment because they're talking about issues in our community. You feel me? That's why I don't put them there. So,
hey, KB, that shit deep. You see what you put up there?
See, they're like big breed dogs barking inside a fence. They're heard by many.
Was he on point?
Yeah, heard by many, noticed by some, but they don't cause you any significant change for the people.
Wow.
But see, okay, good point.
Wow.
KB.
That's a great point because it's accurate.
But hold on. Now, I want to be controversial. So I'm asking you guys, starting with you, Damon. What responsibility do we have in receiving the information we get? Now, we will tear these people down, right? Or we will big these people up. But what, as a community, what responsibility do we have towards change as a community? Not as individuals, not hitching rides on individuals, but as a community, where's our responsibility?
Our responsibility, number one, man, is to get to understand within ourselves, man, that this whole medium that information is being put out there, man, it's a young thing. You know what I'm saying? People are emotional and they speak on an emotional level. You know what I'm saying? What I'm impressed about what Keith said is because that is exactly what's happening, man. The loudest voice, the squeaky wheel, all that shit get the attention. It gets the attention. And I can't take Charleston White serious. I respect what he's doing because he said exactly what it is that he's doing. But that's not me as a almost 60-year-old man. That's not me. Dude, you said some shit that my dad said to me when I was 15 fucking years old. You understand what I'm saying? So how bright or how intelligent are you when my dad told me the stuff that you're espousing and talking about today is meaningful? It's not. You repeating or regurgitating certain things that I think that our people are beyond. And,
Okay.
and unfortunately, we're not.
All right.
They
sorry
say,
to
"Oh man,
interrupt
this is an intelligent guy." He's a minstrel show, man. That's what he is.
I think they all are, brother. But look, no. What I want you to answer this question. What responsibility, how much responsibility does our community have for change?
I think I just said, man, that our community, man, is in terms of in response to this venue, this thing that goes out around the world. Young people control that shit, and those people who has control and spreading the message don't have an understanding or understand responsibility of their people. They just don't. You know, for God's sakes, man, they see Martin Luther King as a disappointment, and the reason why they feel that he's a disappointment because of that machine or that propaganda machine behind it is saying that he was an adulterer and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? They don't know where to plant that flag at, man, at all. So that's why Charles White could come into the fold and say, "I'm an intelligent brother," and you a con man, and you speaking street shit, and you trying to figure out where your next pay at. That's who he is. Me and you and Jaquay grew up recognizing that's who we see him a mile away. You feel what I'm saying? We see him a mile away. What we struggle with is that we can't get people, especially our family members, extended to pay attention to how we raise our family to be successful. They can't see us without saying, "Yeah, but I remember when." They don't see the sacrifice that's lifelong. That's what it is. We are that. And then we sit up here and we try to we got our own venue, we try to spread who we are, and we tread lightly, man, because we don't want to be canceled. We don't want to be canceled, but at the end of the day, man, if you think about the men in your life, the men in your life is real motherfuckers. And who is paying attention to that? First of all, they have to pay attention to your life, your sacrifice, what you've done, which is documented, in place, and successful. First of all, young people have to respect that. Then they look at your offspring and say, "Hey, you know what? That's a proven commodity." They don't have that mindset to recognize that, bro. They had the mindset to recognize Charleston White, who on some bullshit. "Man, you know, I did this, man, and I got over, man. Look how clever I am." But he's a fucking felon. When it comes to Charleston White, we are sitting around talking about how intelligent and smart a felon is, bro. And what is the most difficult thing for a black man to do? Not be a goddamn felon. Am I right or wrong? But here we got to do.
Good point. Good point.
Here we got to do is navigate from how to keep our baby's attention while this clown acting like a goddamn clown. Look at my house. Look at your house. Motherfucking houses come and go.
Look, I think
I'm just saying.
I get it.
And in 24, I'm gonna speak my mind, bro, because I see dumb shit happening, and I'm not gonna let that shit slide. You know what I'm saying? Candace, hey, you are very intelligent. You got your money. How much motherfucking blood money do you need to get, man, before you start talking about the right shit?
Okay.
Umar, dude, You want everybody to understand and know that you got all these degrees and shit. Dude, you got them degrees back in when? In the 90s? We know you got them. You are addressing them. I don't need to know that you are this. I just need to know that you don't have to argue with a brother on this level. Do you see Kanye West argue with the motherfucker, talking about beating the motherfucker ass? No, he just simply said, man, get out the crack pipe.
All right, Damon.
What you are is who you are, man, and what you established and what you did is what you did. And that's what people can't deny. They could try to defame your shit.
I got you.
They could try to defame it, but man, can they really? That's all I'm saying.
Jaquari, what responsibility does our community have in this situation?
I think our responsibility is understanding that no matter what we hear from these people, it's just, you know, that side of the conversation. Rarely have we been able to experience, you know, opposing, you know, viewpoints calmly and respectfully have that conversation, you know, in the same room. You know, our society says that the loudest person is usually right. You know, and in my experience, man, that's rarely been the case. You know, there's a lot of things, man, that if we were like to have a time of honesty, man, you know, in regards, you know, to our entertainment, our entertainers, our athletes, our public figures or whatever, if they have gotten out of hand, it's entirely our fault. It's not their fault that you know the world is entertained by fuckery. That's not their fault. It's our fault. The onus falls entirely on us. You know, because we're the ones who encourage ignorance for the sake of entertainment. You know, and unfortunately, there's a fine line between ignorance and you know and entertainment. A very fine line. You know, the first time a motherfucker laughed at somebody getting pied in the face, that was the end. You know, if I can make you look bad, no matter what my platform, no matter what my stance, no matter what my opinions, no matter how offensive I may seem to be, if I can make you look bad, then I won the game.
Yeah.
That's a hell of an analogy, bro.
It's the truth. You know, my opinion about it is, and this is what I've always, when things have not gone my way, because I've been blessed. So the things that got going my way, I put the onus on myself of why. Even if it's somebody or something that was the cause of it. I learned from it. I learned from it. So I won't have to go through it again. And I do what I'm supposed to do. I understand who the fuck is an entertainer and why he's trying to entertain, and someone who's trying to affect change. I say our community has to take responsibility for itself. And in my opinion, the only way you're going to do that is to be able to work together no matter how you feel about that person. I reiterate, because I want people to understand what I mean. I see in other communities that's moving forward, right, or maintaining, if they don't have a personal relationship with the people that they are moving forward with. It's about business. It's about survival. So, as long as you don't harm me, I don't have to like your personality. As long as you are flipping the switch when I need you to fucking flip the switch. As long as you have this in place when I bring it to you. So we can move forward, so we can inch forward, we can go leaps and bounds forward. As long as we are working together as a team, scratch that out. Working together as a community. I say community. I used to say black people, right? But I say community now. You know why? Because community, when it's done right, pushes everybody forward. I don't care if you want to come in and tweak it. But if you're not willing to take responsibility for your portion of it, and and this is nobody in particular, but you're sitting there taking pot shots, but not providing a avenue or something, you don't want to go. You're satisfied with where you are. It is, in my mind, it's that simple. Our problems is layers. We have layers of problems in which we got to peel back one at a time.
Okay, let me ask you a question, man. I ain't mean to cut you off, bro. Let me ask you a question, man. I just need to have an answer to this question, man. What Jaquari just said, man, that's straight to the problem.
What did he just say?
When he was talking about, man, people fucked up, man. And they try to make other people look bad for what was the point you was making, bro?
Just for the sake of winning the argument. I mean,
right.
Being allowed.
That's what life is right now, bro.
And this, listen,
and he went straight to the point. I think that he addressed it for what it is, because when he started describing, I said, "Damn, that's exactly what the fuck it is."
And what I did was expand on what he said, brother. That's what I did. I expanded on that. There was no disagreement with what Jaquari said, not at all.
Okay, then, I got caught up in what he said, and I should have been listening to what you were talking about.
So what I was saying was community. See, I say community for a reason, because really and truly, that's what we looked at. Even though they want to call the overall energy want to tag us as black. You know what I'm saying? The energy of it want to tag us as black, but we are a community, because you have to think. And I pose this question for anybody to answer. When it comes to the seedier side of life, breaking laws, hustling, money getting, how is it easier, even though it might be temporary, how is it easier to come together in our community, to come together in a unlawful way than it is to come together in a lawful way?
Because we've decided to we've decided to cement unlawful rules. We decided that even in group endeavors, man, our own agendas are paramount.
But
so it's not a community,
right? What you spoke to earlier, right?
It's not a community. It's just it just so happens to be the people I'm standing with right now.
The people you're standing with, but guess what? And it's a good point. and then you can go, Damon, the people you're standing with, right? And it's a short ass shelf life with what you're doing, with the example that I gave, than the other way. Because what it is jealousy and distrust stop you from doing it in the normal legal way that's moving forward. And I'm not talking about black folks is jealous of each other. You don't follow people, men or women, you don't follow people when you think you don't like them. You're going to oppose them first chance you get. Now, that's human nature. But for some reason, our energy when it comes to that is turned on 10.
Turn on what?
You understand what I'm saying? It's turned up to 10. Meaning that we are ultra sensitive to fucking with somebody that we don't like. You understand what I'm saying to you? Because the question I put out there is what? What I put out there? I put out there, why is it easier just to cut it down, to do something bad as a group, as opposed to doing something good as a group? Why does the shelf life in the good part last just as long as the shelf part in the bad, the shelf life of the bad?
Have you ever had a short shelf? Have you, Keith, personally ever had a short shelf life when it comes to righteousness in our community? Have you ever had a short shelf life?
No. You know why? Because I live my life in that. This is what I want to see.
All right.
This is what I have the patience for. You understand what I'm saying to you? I have the patience.
I understand everything you're saying.
No, the point is, I'm not going against what you're saying because I agree. What I'm doing is stimulating it and expanding on the question a little more, because in my mind, the root of our emotion is emotion.
So you think
that's stopping our emotion
is being emotional? You think Decoy is being emotional because you challenged what he was saying?
It has nothing. I just told you that I agree with both of what y'all said. I'm not opposing anyone. I expanded on the question. You understand what I'm saying to you now? I didn't oppose you guys. All I was saying was, okay, you guys hammered home and made it clear of what, when you answer the question, what everyone is thinking. Then I expanded the more. Like, why do we think that? You get what I'm saying now?
I see what you're saying.
That's all. Because see, go ahead.
I'm just saying, Decoy, man, I'm interested to understand where he was coming from when he made the statement. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that when it comes to fairness and both sides or whatever, I think he got to the root of what the problem is. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I interpreted from what he said.
Tell me what you think the root was that he got to. Because I thought he said the same thing. Well, go ahead. Because
he said it's not about righteousness and none of that shit. Now I'm paraphrasing, but he said it's not about righteousness. What is about making other people look bad or make them look stupid or make them look wrong. Am I wrong in my assessment, bro?
No, you're right. I mean,
okay, so
it's. I mean, the prime example is I don't want to beat a dead horse, but the prime example is Donald Trump. I mean, how many people in that movement truly believe that shit is grassroots American? How many? I mean, and where does that notion come from?
It's kind of a loaded question, bro. So I'm not going against you because I'm agreeing with you, but it's a lot of it is grassroots because there's a lot of racist, prejudiced people, man.
Yeah, that doesn't lessen from the grassroots aspect.
But I ain't mean to cut you off, man. Go ahead and finish your point, man. Because I want to have a.
That was pretty much the end. I mean, that was all I had, man.
I think, man, that we have to ask that question among ourselves, man. You know what I'm saying? Is it about an ego? You know what I'm saying? I can sit up here and agree with somebody I don't agree with because it makes my side the winning side. You know what I'm saying? And I say, you know what? I'll do it. My problem with them later. I'm saying I would deal with my problem with them later, man. But when I will feel this, that I want this person who I totally disagree with to be wrong, and we deal with this motherfucker and move on. I think that's where we are as a country, man. You know what I'm saying?
If we could get past the notion of right or wrong, man, that would solve the problem, man. Right or wrong, as long as you stay out of my way when I'm trying to make my move, that's what counts to me, man.
Yeah, man, but is that what this country is founded on?
You talking about country, man? You talking about this country? I don't even think about the country, man, because our community has not, even though we do the exercise of being a U.S. citizen, our community is always ignored when it comes to this country. I think it's more local. We have to be more locally minded to get things done for us.
You talking about down ticket and all that stuff?
All of that. Yes, sir. Because it affects us.
Can I push back a little bit, man? Are we, as the people in this country, as black men and women in this country, are we ignored because everybody benefits from the things that we struggle and achieved? They benefit from it. Where the problem lies is that they try to convince us that we shouldn't. They try to convince us that we shouldn't feel that. They say, okay, maybe we had Obama was our president. He's the first black president. That, you know what I'm saying? Racism and all this shit is over with. And then they put people in front of us and say, this is civil rights and this is this and this is that. And in the meantime, in the interim, we lose our rights, man. And guess who's suffering and who's continuing to suffer? Black people. And what did they do? What did they say? Hey, man, these people are not worthy of it because they don't want to work and they don't want to this, they want to whatever. And when you look at the statistics, black men take care of their babies more than white men, more than anybody. That's just statistically what the deal is. But that element, that's whatever use the propaganda tool, you know what I'm saying, to just so we don't have a voice because we are the most powerful people in this country. We are the most powerful people in this world. The one thing, and this is the last point I'm gonna make, the one thing, man, that baffles my mind more than anything, man. Do you remember how goddamn Donald Trump, man, he was with the boxers, he was with the rappers, and he was like groveling with these black people who was trying to make a way in life. He was groveling with these guys. But he has this MAGA world, or MAGA people say, man, we want to take shit back to how it used to be back in the 50s with all this and all that shit. Dude, then y'all following the wrong people because who ass was he kissing when he had to go bankrupt and he had to do all this shit? Remember when he lost $1 billion and then he had to show his face with certain people? He had to hitch his wagon to certain people, and 80% of those people he hitched his wagon to was black people. To the point where if you Google this shit, he said, man, if I was a black man, You see what I'm saying? So a person like me, I look at the whole scene. I look at the whole thing, and I'm like, at the end of the day, man, the only thing that matters, man, is that my family is in a position where they can be successful and thrive, because I cannot trust other people. And that's what my baby brother spoke on. And that's until somebody comes around, until there is a iconic figure like a Malcolm X or a Martin Luther King, man, that's going to come around in this day and time and bring people together. I'm going to be that guy who's going to say, man, ain't nobody really about my life and who I am, man. So I can't branch out and expand. If I do branch out and expand, it's got to be with somebody, man, that is not going to fucking come back and burn my ass. And that's the life that we are living in right now.
Did Pop ever tell y'all about Rat Priss?
I don't even recognize the name, man.
When he told me one time when he was growing up in Blue Springs, right? Blue Springs, Mississippi. It was a white man that was around that area. He was homeless. He didn't have a pot to piss in, right? His name was Rat Priss. And he would go around to all the black houses or whatever, and he would beg for food, and they would feed him and everything and give him odd jobs or whatever. And one day he worked up on the truck and he started, cutting and hauling pulpwood. And, he got him another truck. And then he got him another truck. And he became so successful that the same people whose door he used to go and beg at, he started to give them jobs. Now, in a perfect world, that story would have ended, with a motherfucker doing good, with the sun setting on him. But, when he started giving these people jobs, he started shitting on them. He was the same man that told Uncle Will when his son turned 18 that he needed to start calling his 18-year-old son Mister. You can't trust nobody, man. No matter how good you are, no matter how much you open your heart. And for the life of me, man, I can't get past the notion of thinking that it would have been the same if Rat Priss was black. People are going to shit on you, man. People are always going to shit on you. Well, your resources are the most important thing to your forward motion.
Okay, let me just say this. I don't disagree with that. But understand two things I want to make a point. If you take that stand, and I really mean this wholeheartedly, and I do, you have no reason to complain about anything else outside of your house. At all. Right?
Which stance you're talking about? If you take a stance of...
if you take the stance that you can't trust me, but y'all both just spent 10 minutes talking about it.
Right.
Okay? Now, that'll be understandable because most of the people in our community is doing that. There's others out here getting galvanized and trying to create movement, right?
Right.
So it's a healthy balance, right?
Right.
In my opinion, I should not have to sit there and listen to you tell me how fucked up the outside world is, as long as your stuff is good. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah, I do.
That is your right. I'm stressing this to you. That's your right to feel that way.
But self-preservation, right?
Yeah.
Self-preservation. Yeah. That's what that is, man.
Exactly. And I get that. But understand, there's room for all of it. There's room for all of it because if you stay in one lane, that lane is going to end. If it's not with you, with your children. You have to create multiple. Now, I'm not saying be foolish with your money or your time. Don't waste any of that shit. Don't do that. But my point is, and you both know who I am, I will help you until you give me a reason not to. I will take that chance because I have seen, just like you both and everybody else who's listening to this, I have seen terrible things happen to people when they didn't have to. I'm not talking about being a sucker. If you want to, traveling nomad said, keep your circle tight. I agree. Always keep your circle tight. But understand that the tighter your circle is, the less flexibility to expand. I want my sons, I'm planting the seeds in my sons to do a couple things. Be the very best men they can be. Children of God, along with that. Being the best father by showing my example, the best father that they can be to their children, my grandchildren. And then start over and put it within their children.
But how do they extend their line when they put themselves on the same level as other men?
I don't understand.
The law of human nature, it says that our responsibility as men is to procreate, right?
With your wife, I mean, it's an assumption it's going to be your wife that you procreate with, right?
Yeah, I mean, but
yeah,
if
what are you saying? I mean, because I'm trying to figure out. So
I'm sorry, the chain of thoughts left my head, man. I'm sorry, I just started drinking. I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, man.
You have you have a question, Damien, or was you working on your course?
I'm not working on him, man, but he
was you working on what
was relevant, huh?
So what would you think he was asking? Because
I don't know, but if he asks a question, it's relevant, man.
All right, listen to what I'm saying to you. Because what I'm saying to you is this: I'm not asking you to walk my path, but I'm going to explain to you what my path is. You understand what I'm saying to you? Because I listened to both of you saying why you wouldn't want to trust somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And I'm explaining, yes, I agree.
And I supported his initial statement he made half an hour ago. So,
but
Keith, I understand where you coming from. What I'm trying to get, the understanding I'm trying to get from Corey is because he made a definitive statement, man, based on what he see. Are you still on that? Do you still have that same mindset, man? Because what you said was relevant and it made sense.
I mean,
I do have that same mindset because I mean. It's for me. It boils down to self-sufficiency. I mean, you can't do the community any good at all if you're not self-sufficient. If you're not prepared to bring not only your ability but part of your resources to the community, to provide stability.
But. Well, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
He's actually answering the question, to be honest with you.
Hold on to your thought, Jaquari, because what I want to ask you is this. It's not about what money you can contribute, it's time you can contribute to the community. So go ahead. I'm listening.
When I say resources, I mean that's all inclusive, man. I mean, it's shit. My shit. When I work hard, my sweat is a resource. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I can't nowadays, man. I can't stand to give up nothing without some kind of return. And that's
Mhm.
just that's just the human condition.
Okay.
You know, if I provide, sweat equity and money and time to the community, then am I am I a bad person because I expect some sort of reciprocity?
Depending on what you want from it, you want to see movement, right? When you do that, because
Well, I mean,
that's why we
Amer-
put in something, right?
Americans, African Americans, don't give a shit about what the end result is if we can throw money at it.
Reciprocity,
Look,
man, denotes the fact that you feel like you owe something, and people are not paying attention to what the hell you're talking about. And
he don't want
I
to
read
waste.
no reciprocity speaks to the fact that, like I said, if I'm putting in my sweat effort, my sweat equity and
Right,
volunteering, putting in money and everything, then I want to see some kind of return outside of a good feeling.
right, exactly.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
It's
No, it's not wrong. There's not wrong with it, but that, hey, I'm gonna tell you what. Expanding on what you said, me personally, if I can get that good feeling from it, that's where my satisfaction is.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
what
good feelings don't keep your kids safe at night, man.
right
But
it has to be a return, man. In terms of now, correct me if I'm wrong, bro. It has to be a return in terms of having community, safety and all that stuff all coincide together. I'm saying we all have the same approach, and we all have, what I'm saying, what we want to do, what we're trying to experience, and what we want to have in our community. I think, man, for me, and I'm gonna say this piece, and then I'm gonna leave it alone because I think I have some idea what you're saying, baby, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I think what you're saying, man, is that we can come to a conclusion and argue about it, but this is how it has to be. And it has to be reciprocity and shit. It has to be an agreement. You know what I'm saying? And then if we disagree,
it's always the agreement, right? Ain't
huh?
it always an agreement? If you're trying, it's an agreement that something's gonna come from it.
But look at who we are as a people, man. We can't agree on shit.
I slightly disagree,
We
but go
can't.
ahead. Bro.
We can't agree
I
on
don't.
anything. And people who are deep thinkers, who are free thinkers, who are thinking deeper than the situation as it is on the emotional level, are saying, "Hey, man, I need y'all to tell me that if in order for me to be with y'all on this level, y'all got to give me something that I agree with. Don't tell me that." You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna argue or agree with anything, man, if it doesn't coincide with what makes my situation, you know what I'm saying, be better.
Okay.
Ask yourself this question. This is the last point to make. Ask yourself this question. When it comes to me, you, we all in our 50s, dog. We all in our 50s. You know what I'm saying? When things matter, when things made sense, King, X, and all that shit, they disagreed on shit. And what did they come to? They came to the understanding that we need to be nonviolent and all that shit. And these motherfuckers who were our opponents, who was against us, said, "Hey, man, I'm only going to agree to you being nonviolent. That's the only thing I'm going to agree to." So Malcolm X was He was not a leader. He was not any of those things. I'm saying he was not any of those things. But at the end of the day, man, who made more sense to us? Oh, we're gonna be nonviolent. Fuck out of here, man.
All right.
To make a motherfucker feel comfortable about oppressing you, it's not you not being a threat.
I mean, all day long, man. I agree. But look,
okay.
So
why do we need to have that? We need to have those conversations and not gloss over that shit because it makes somebody else feel uncomfortable. And that's my point I'm making. No, I ain't gonna cut you off, bro. Go ahead, man.
Look, first of all, you guys have circled your wagons and made your decisions on how you want to move your life. You understand what I'm saying to you? So there's no opposition to you for what I say to you. But understand what I'm saying about me. I'm not opposing you. All I'm saying to you is this. Somebody said earlier, oh, you Jaquan, I got to worry about my children being safe. Well, your sweat equity is going towards the safety of your children when it's the right thing to do. Because you cannot guarantee your safety in any circumstance, bro.
No, that doesn't work for me, man. Even if that is how it is.
Let me hear what he had to say, Keith.
All right. Even if that is how it is, it doesn't work for me. You know, because I've been working for the bulk of my life, man, for somebody else. You know, for a check.
Uh-huh.
When a man put in a day's work, you pay him. I go to work for money. If I do anything in the community, it's for the safety and security of that community. And when we have opinions and personalities in that community that not only obviously clash with what I want, but it's just so contradictory to my line of thought, man. You know, I have a problem with that. You know, that's my own thing. I mean, you know, it's not gonna keep me from giving back, man. It's not gonna keep me from volunteering. Hell, you know, I do the job that I do because I serve the community and I get paid for it.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
for me, I'm killing two birds with one stone.
Yeah, but like I said, it's not. And see, here's the thing: where I am opening up this line of dialogue, and helping you to understand my point of view by asking you certain questions. That's it. You know what I mean? Because we all make decisions for what we're doing. Yeah, my wagon and who I, my circle, my family. Of course, it's family first. Because if you don't go family first, it turns into sacrifice.
Right. I agree with that, man.
Okay, now, you guys have said that you're not willing to sacrifice. If not for a good reason.
That's not what I said. No. That's not what I said.
Oh, hold on. Let me speak to you because
but you can speak, but you're not going to put words. You can speak, but you're not going to put words in my mouth. That's not what I said.
Okay, so you told me
that's not what I said.
Look, you keep repeating it back. Oh, you're going to allow me to say to you what I heard you say. That's all I'm saying to you.
Okay.
Now you can tell me. Hold on. You can tell me.
Why do I gotta hold on when I'm trying to stop you before you misquote me? I'm trying to stop you before you misquote me.
Jaquan, you had a chance to speak, and I just wanted to have a chance to speak.
You can speak, but don't misquote me.
Can I
Fuck
say
it.
no? Hold on. Can I say something?
No. We're good. We're good. We're gonna move on from here. We're gonna move on from here.
Bro,
Because
no. Hey,
listen.
Keith.
No. Listen. You guys had the opportunity to speak all night, right? And it was great things to say. All I was doing was commenting on the things that you're saying. There was no disagreement. Now, what I was trying to do was explaining to you, Jaquari, what I thought I heard you say. But you want to scream at me like
Because you no. I had to speak over you.
You're doing it again.
Yeah, because I had to speak over you. You were misrepresenting me, and you're not going to do that.
First of all,
Don't misrepresent me, man. That's all I'm asking.
Let me stop both of y'all right now. Let me stop both of y'all right now and tell y'all what I'm hearing right now. Keith,
Damon,
let the man finish his
point. I'm good. Because he already explained what he needed to explain. Okay?
No,
hey man,
he did.
Look. Wait. Time.
Hey, hold on, man. Hold on.
It ain't no. It ain't about no heat or nothing like that, man. I simply said, don't misrepresent what I said, and I yelled because you raised your voice. That's why I yelled.
First of all, whatever you did and how you did it was you didn't let me finish, and that's always the thing that both you guys say to me. You always say to me for the last 2 years, if I don't let you finish, you let me know.
We're gonna talk
about
this
that's what I was doing. Let me finish.
This off the joint, man.
Hey, listen.
Let's deal with this
off the joint. No, listen. First of all, whoever's watching this, you see how we disagree, right? But it's nothing personal. That's the whole point. Now, off the air, if it's personal, we'll talk about it. But right now, it's what it is. Okay? It's the fact that I said I'm good. And I wasn't mad when I said I'm good. It's the simple fact that you feel I was misrepresenting you. So good. I'm not going to misrepresent you. I'm not going to finish the thought. That's what it is. It's nothing personal. I'm not mad at it.
All right, man.
Because every opportunity I give, because early on, just to speak on this, and I'm gonna give you guys your last part of this. Early on in our podcasting journey, I had a habit because I'm thinking I'm trying to be professional, cutting people off. Right? And as we gotten more, I'm giving you opportunity. I make sure I let people say what's on their mind. Because that's what it is. Now, today was a great episode. A lot of information. But what you guys seen today was we don't agree on everything. That's what happened today. We don't agree on everything. And I've always understood that. Just in case we got new listeners or old listeners, now you understand. We don't agree on everything. So, with that being said, this is, in my last word, this is first episode of 2024. It was a great experience.
No, it ain't.
It's not?
It ain't no.
Because I think Now I think I've been sipping a little too much because I almost fell for that bullshit. Right? So wait a minute. What's the game?
Hey, Keith, shut the fuck up. Nah. Hey man. Hey. I told you I don't drink on this shit for a reason.
Look, there's no right or wrong because we got alpha males on here. And alpha males is just a figure of speech. People with strong opinions on this podcast. And it's going to happen, right? So sober mind and understanding where we don't want to take it always takes precedence over. Because I don't take it personal. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. Because my brothers are my brothers. You know what I'm saying? So this is the first one, and it started off with a motherfucking bang. And I'm glad of that.
I agree with that.
And
You're right.
we are looking forward to many more. We're here every Friday at 7:30. We got guests. We promote conversation. We promote everything. If you want to come on, get in touch with me or Damon or Jaquar, and we'll make it happen for you. Damon, your last word.
Hey man, I'm glad. Hey, look here, man. People need to understand, man, that our health matters. It means everything, man. COVID matters. It means everything. Damn. How we conduct ourselves and our health is life changing, man. And it requires you to think and deal with things. It requires you to think and deal with things. It's just what it is. It's frightening and it's personal. I need everybody to pay attention to their health and their loved ones and figure out how to live and move forward, man. I'm getting all off into conspiracy theory shit and all that, man. I got COVID, man, for the second time in my life, and it was really bad. And it addressed my pre-existing shit to the maximum. And my grandbaby had it. We need to think about what we mean to each other. And we need to understand not to be so goddamn short-tempered and all that, man. What do we mean to each other? Because I was forced for the last 4 weeks of my life to recognize and understand that shit. And the fear I saw in my family as they saw me go through shit. What's realer than that? As we bullshit and have egos. No, man, we vulnerable. And we need to remember what we mean to each other. And that's what I'm at in my life. And that's all I got to say.
Quiet.
Damon, as always, man, eloquent, man. You've been eloquent, deep, brother. Very informative, man. And I do appreciate your passion. You know, what you bring to the table, man, is priceless, brother. You know, and no matter how you may perceive yourself to be in this venture, you know, you are truly an inspiration to me. Keith, hey man, I need you to stop relegating yourself to being a moderator and saying that. I need you to stop saying that, brother, because what you bring to the table is just as important as what me and Damon bring to the table, man. And I need to sincerely apologize to you for being an asshole, because at this point, I don't even know. I can't even remember why I felt the need to object to what I believe you was about to say. I had no reason to attack you. And I say attack because as I've gone over our interaction while our brother Damon was talking, I realized that's exactly what I did. And it was for no reason whatsoever, man. I don't know where that came from. And there is nobody, absolutely nobody, that I'd rather be doing this with than y'all. So please forgive my faux pas, man. I dropped the ball. It was fucked up and it was a bad look. It was a bad look.
I don't see that, bro. But I understand your sentiment, man.
Look, I'll accept your apology, but you know better than that, man. We don't apologize to shit around here.
I get it.
I don't see that, bro.
I get it.
I mean, I don't even know why you make that statement, man. But that's
you
feel how you feel.
We don't apologize for shit because we know where we're coming from, man. You know what I'm saying? And you notice it didn't get out of control because I know, and you may be aware, I know when we're arguing, I know that if a decision will be made to take it further, then I wasn't going to make that decision. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't either. You know, so this is Strong Perspective Podcast. And the thing about it is, this is some realistic shit. Understand that we are three independent individuals who grew up together, but we run our own household, and we're being exactly what we need to be. Our own authentic self. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But yo, I know we've been doing this fucking. You know, I try to be accurate. We've been doing this for 2 years.
Meaning enough to question whatever the hell we want to question, man.
You know, so
I don't give a damn.
So we've been doing this for 2 years, and we got enough under our belt to understand what we got. And the people who come and watch us, they understand what we have too. So what I need you guys to see out there is things getting ready to pick up for this podcast. Because throughout these last 2 years, we've had the host say some viral things, and we had guests say viral things. I'm going to make sure that it gets out there in the world. Now, is it going to change anything? I'm not sure. But one thing about it is, I love doing it. I always have the energy to do it. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. So what we're going to do, we're going to wait for Damon to come back, and then we're going to shut this thing down. And yeah, Jaquarius, look, understand something. We're doing this thing and giving up this time solely out of love of what we're doing. And I recognize.
But that don't excuse a person from being an asshole, though, man.
Shit, I've been an asshole long enough to know that sometimes you slip into assholery.
Yeah. Hey, you see what David said? Peace and love, and if you ever need that white guy expert advice, just let me know.
I've been waiting for you to invite him to come on, man. Because he'll let us know. Y'all used to be roommates, so he'll bring
Yeah.
he'll bring another side of it. So Damon, make sure you get in touch with Jaquari so we can make it happen.
Yeah, man. I like to have him and Paul and
Yeah.
and another one of our brothers, man, Vance, a couple other people, man. I mean, it was man, it was we done some we done some shit, we done some drinking, we done a whole bunch of shit, man, for real.
No doubt. No doubt. All right, Damon's back.
I had to.
Please.
Are we still live?
Yeah.
I'm back.
Please go to our YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe. Recommend us to your friends and family, especially your adult friends and family, because this is the kind of conversation we have. Adult conversation.
I like to say motherfucker. So yeah.
Yeah. In unison or one at a time, we're gonna say motherfucker. Right?
Motherfucker. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
All right, this is strong.
Go ahead.
I want to put Keith up there before I say anything. I put him up on the screen.
Wow. Yeah. Hey, look,
is that what he saw?
I'm saying I'm about to go sleep it off.
I actually think we was. Well, that's my opinion. But anyway.
All right. Well, look, this is Strong Perspective Podcast. We'll see y'all next week. Peace and love. Good night.
Good night, people.